Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the documentation behind an investment group called the League of Seagulls. We're going to peel back the layers and really understand its structure, and of course, its promises.
And right out of the gate, you can see their materials make some incredibly bold claims about the potential for making a lot of money, and fast.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How does a model like this promise to deliver those kinds of returns? Let's get into it. We're going to break down exactly how their system is structured, based completely on their own promotional documents.
Okay, so first things first, the whole operation is presented as being built on a really solid foundation, the well-known benefits of cryptocurrency.
According to their pitch, crypto is pretty much the ideal asset. They use all the arguments you've probably heard before, right? That it's a way to protect your money from inflation, that it's a safe haven when the stock market gets shaky, and of course, that it's a great way to diversify your investments.
So, with that crypto foundation in place, the program lays out two main ways to earn money. Let's start with the first one, which is all about active trading.
They frame this method as being super straightforward. In fact, they compare it directly to having a regular job, a basic, stable way to earn a salary, to make sure you don't lose money.
And the process itself? They say it's simple. Members get these things called trading codes, or signals, at specific times every day. You just use an app called BondChat to get the code, then you pop it into your account on a crypto exchange called Riskcoin. The whole thing is just about following instructions.
But this kind of makes you wonder, right? If the signal trading is just the basic income, where do those huge returns they mentioned at the beginning actually come from?
And that brings us to the second path to profit. And this is the one they really emphasize, what they call team benefits and manager rewards.
Now, here's where they draw a really key distinction, and it's central to their whole pitch. They say a regular salesperson earns temporary commissions. If you stop working, you stop getting paid. But a manager, in their alliance, you can build a source of permanent, passive income from what your team does.
At the heart of all this team building are direct financial incentives. As you can see right here in this table, you get immediate cash bonuses when you recruit new members. And the bigger their initial deposit, the bigger the reward is for both you and the new person you brought in. And here's a look at that same chart, but this one's taken straight from their actual promotional materials. It really visualizes how those rewards scale up. The more money someone puts in at the beginning, the bigger the payout for everybody. Now let's see how this all builds, because the system isn't just about getting a few one-off referral bonuses. No, it's about progressing up a formal hierarchy, a ladder, with bigger rewards the higher you go. So, to climb what they call the manager ladder, you have to hit very specific escalating requirements. It starts pretty small, just 3 people you personally recruit. But to get all the way to the top, to manager 6, you need to bring in 20 people yourself and have a total team size of over 500.
So what's the financial incentive for doing all that recruiting, for climbing that ladder? Well, the documents outline some very specific profit dividends. As you move up the ranks, your profit-sharing dividend gets bigger and bigger. And this dividend is a percentage of your entire team's total trading volume. It starts at 1% for a manager 1 and goes all the way up to 3.5% for a manager 6.
And they also attach some pretty specific guaranteed income figures to these levels. For example, if you hit manager level 4 with a team of over 100 people, the documents promise a guaranteed 10-day profit of 250 USDT.
If you climb one more level to manager 5, which they call senior leadership, that guaranteed 10-day profit jumps 4 times, all the way to 1,000 USDT. And finally, if you manage to reach the highest rank, Manager 6, the guaranteed 10-day profit they list is a staggering 3,000 USDT. So let's look at how this all ties together. The whole thing is framed as a path to a very specific kind of financial future.
And this quote right here is the core promise. This is what underpins the entire team building structure. The idea is that if you build a big enough team, you get ongoing income from their activities, even if you're sleeping or on vacation.
What's really interesting is that the leadership is very open about the huge difference in what people earn, but they don't say it's because of the system. They blame the gap on the individual's method and action, basically on whether or not you're doing the work.